things that you never thought were possible start to manifest right in front of you, you go, oh my gosh, I am only ever thinking about the things I want from now because I'm seeing how powerful I really am. And this is where life gets so fun again, which is exactly what it was always meant to be. It's meant to be exploration. We go through highs, we go through lows, but they're all just there to teach us. We're not going through those lows so we can continue to move forward, but live emotionally and mentally back in this low moment. That's not what it's for. That means we haven't taken the lesson and we haven't allowed that to expand us and help us grow into the next evolution of our life. Reminder, you did not come here to play someone else's game, to box yourself in, or to let fear guide your choices. You came here to experience joy and abundance and to love the shit out of your life. The Trajectory podcast is here to remind you of a few important truths. 1, you are the creator of your reality. 2, anything that you can dream or imagine, you can create. 3, following passion is the quickest way to align you with your true path. 4, your reality is always a reflection of your current thoughts and beliefs, and those thoughts and beliefs can be changed at any time. You are amazing, and it's time to own who you really are. Tune in weekly to be reminded that you can create the life that you're dreaming of and to learn exactly how to do it. Get inspired by those who have been bold enough to follow their passions and have created their dream life because of it. If you're ready to stop playing small, stop holding yourself back, and start aligning with your trajectory, let's do it. I'm going to keep this one short today. I know I say that a lot, but my goal is to make this a little 10-minute episode that's super powerful because this is such a simple thing that we all fall into. Let's look at how to stop letting our history repeat itself, right? This is something that we all fall into easily without even realizing that we're doing it. We are what we think about. That's something that you've got to get in your head. You attract. You are a constant magnet for the things that you're thinking about. So if you're thinking about things that have happened in the past that you really don't like, and you keep reliving it and you keep thinking about it, ruminating on it, and giving all of your time and attention and energy and focus to this thing that has already happened in the past, you are literally, it's like you're taking all the ingredients from that situation that happened that you didn't like, you're putting it in a bowl and you're mixing it up and you're putting it back in the oven, and you're going to wait for it to cook itself up as a beautiful future cake that is exactly the same mirror image of your past. You're welcome for that random analogy. But that's literally what you're doing, okay? So try to see your past as an archive. It has happened. Whatever has happened has happened. If you're going to hold on to it, you have always got cords of attachments. You've always got your energy back there. So that means that you are always recreating that thing. So if you really don't like what's happened in the past, or if there are certain things that you really don't want to relive, then it's extra important that you stop thinking about those things, that you let them go. And this is where self-compassion and allowance comes into the picture. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you did something that you're not proud of. That's part of being human. That's how we learn. We're not just coming out the gate perfect, understanding how to deal with every single situation flawlessly. We have to make those mistakes to learn, to grow, to understand what we don't want to do, to understand the sort of person that we don't want to be. So be kind to yourself, because you deserve that. You deserve the freedom and the space to be able to learn through mistakes. And if you have people in your life that are really harsh and going, you did this and you did that, that's something that they're reliving, right? Like that's their issue. Obviously, there might be instances where you need to apologize to someone or you feel the need to do that, and that's fantastic. That's something that you can do to get closure, to release certain things, and to just own up to things that you've been hiding from. And that's a beautiful part of the learning process. But to continuously relive what's happened in the past means that you will, without a doubt, 100% recreate it. It might happen with different people, in different locations, in different scenarios, but it will be the same situation repeating itself over and over again, because that is what you have called into your reality. So allow your past to be an archive, to be a body of learning that you can look back at times when you need to sort of ask yourself, should I go this way or that way? Okay, let me look at my past archives. Let me look at these files here and go, well, that didn't actually work last time too well. So maybe I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this informed decision based on my past. It's very powerful when you use it that way. And it's not like we can forget that the past has happened and we don't want to. It's the foundation that has created the person that you are today. And the more you are moving forward, the more you are doing the things you love, the more you're trying to be a good person and you're just trying to expand and become the ultimate true self that you are, reconnecting with that soul essence that you've forgotten for so many years when you were younger. There's nothing wrong with that. That's such a beautiful thing that you're doing. So really, when you blame the past suffering, it's amplifying current suffering, right? So being present is such a key here. Be here. When you're suffering, you are always living in the past or you're worrying about the future. When you're in the present moment, yes, there can be pain. You might be going through something physically painful, mentally, emotionally painful, but you can't be suffering. You're not reliving things. You're not dredging things up and feeling lost in this spiral of hopelessness. You're present. And that is where you are always going to find your power. That's the only place you can ever act from. That's the only place that anything ever actually happens, from the present moment. Even when you're thinking about your past, those things that happened were in the present moment of that past moment, of that past time, if that makes sense. It gets really confusing when you're thinking about time. But genuinely, all you ever have is the present moment. So really understanding how to be here, that's how you're going to start creating the future that you really want. When you can center yourself and go, I am physically here, I am mentally here, I'm not reliving the past, I'm not stressing about the future, from this present powerful moment where I am tapping into all of my resources, all of my energy, I am going to start creating the future that I want. And the way you do that is very simply by imagining the things that you want to see, by creating a picture in your mind of what you want to happen. Maybe it's a new job that you want. Maybe it's a very specific career that you're heading towards. Maybe it's a diploma or a certificate or a degree that you want to achieve. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's moving houses. Whatever it is, try to start with one or two things. If you try and do, create your entire future and all the different shades and colors and parts of that in one moment, then you can get really overwhelmed. And then you start jumping back into the past and going, see, this didn't happen back then. Why would it happen now? And you stress about the future and all of the fun, suffering patterns happen again. So from the present moment, understanding how to create your future is very powerful. Pick one or two things that you want to start focusing your attention on. And that's all it takes is your attention and energy. You are that powerful that by placing your energy, your focus, your attention on something very specific, an outcome that you want to achieve, that will manifest. It absolutely has to. It's the law of attraction. But you need to get to a point where you believe that it can happen first, because that's when you become a vibrational match for that thing that you want to achieve. The moment you become a match, you'll know it because you'll have that thing in your life. As long as you don't have that thing in your life, you're still not yet a vibrational match. And a lot of the reason for that is because you're suffering from reliving your past over and over again, and you keep creating the things that you don't want. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this episode and I hope you're getting a lot of value out of it. I would love to ask you to take just a couple of seconds out of your day to please rate and subscribe this channel. Whether you're on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, whatever streaming platform you're on, if you could take a couple of seconds to just rate and subscribe, I would be so grateful. That's going to really help us get our reach out a little bit further. It's going to help the amazing messages from my guests be heard by a larger audience, and we're going to be sharing a lot more perspective and advice and inspiration for those people who really need to remember that they can and will own and co-create the life that they want. And I want everyone who feels stuck in their job to be able to have a safe space to go to be reminded that you can 100%, you can get the life that you want. You can create it. You just need a little bit of motivation, a little bit of inspiration. And that's what I hope to provide here on Trajectory, the podcast. So please rate and subscribe. Thank you so much in advance. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you have a beautiful day or night, depending on where you are. Mwah. So really focusing on what you want rather than what has been. It sounds so simple, but it really is so powerful. Watch what happens. Start with something small. Start with, you want to work out more, or I've actually tested this out myself over the last couple of weeks with my skin. I wanted to have healthier, clearer, smoother skin. And I know that my subconscious mind has the blueprint to be able to give me that skin. And I realized that whenever I ate something that had sugar in it, or I ate something that I felt was bad for me, that I believed was bad for me, I would instantly go into my mind, oh, I'm going to get bad skin because of this. Oh, my skin's going to break out because of this. Oh, great. Here we go. Just wait for it. And I would be anticipating, I would be expecting bad skin. So I'd be looking in the mirror every day going, yeah, here it starts, here it comes. And so the last few weeks, I've completely flipped that. And I am expecting smooth, clear, flawless skin. And I am blowing my own mind, people. I can't believe how fast this is happening. I feel like I've got like baby skin. And it's because of my expectation. It's because of my pure 100% belief that this can happen. I know my subconscious mind can do this because I know that it is working 24/7. I know that it has access to all of the things that I've ever experienced. It has every memory stored in it. It has access to the metaphysical realms. It has the understanding of how to make my heart beat, how to keep my digestion going, how to heal myself. I had cancer in my arm a few years ago. My bone had been eaten almost all the way through. It healed itself. I grew back bone because my subconscious mind was told by a doctor that it could. That's how it healed. I said, how is this going to happen? And the doctor said, it's all right. Your body knows how to do it. And because of that confidence that he instilled in me, I then instilled that confidence in myself going, okay, well, he said it can happen, so it can happen. So instead of us needing external validation to give us these beliefs, start believing yourself that you can achieve these things. It could be as simple as like me, starting with changing the complexion of your skin, the, consistency of it, or starting to call different types of people into your reality, starting to have a better state of being, starting to feel happier every day. You can start with anything, right? Just start. That's the thing. It's like the sky's the limit. And I'm really horrible at coming up with examples. I'm starting to realize this more and more as I go along with the podcast. Whenever I try to think of an example of something, it's like my brain just goes completely, there's nothing going on here. And then I think of about 20 later. But anyway, I know you're creative and I know you can think of your own amazing examples of what you can start to focus on. So you can't, just remember this one, right? You can't find a solution to a problem when the problem is the most dominant point of focus. You need to look at the solution and live it and feel it. Okay, so this is the key. Stop focusing all your energy on the problem. Start looking at solutions. And you'll start to find, the more you do this, you'll start to realize how many people around you are always problem focused. And you can start to say to them, that's great, but let's just stop for a second. I am solution focused. So let's start looking at the solutions here. There are always solutions, and your subconscious mind is a beast at releasing the answer when you ask for it and when you believe that it will come. It might come in very strange ways. I've asked for inspiration on new ideas for new creative projects. I've asked for lyrics that I need to rhyme with this certain line when I'm writing a rap. I've asked for incredible random things that, again, I can't think of right now. I can't think of an example, but I know it's happened many, many times. I've got a journal full of entries. I had to start journaling because these things were starting to blow my mind so much. So start to utilize your subconscious mind as the powerhouse that it is and let it work for you. It is here for you. It is doing exactly what you are telling it to do with your beliefs. And a belief is just a thought that you have thought so many times that it has been embedded into your subconscious mind. So now is your time to start embedding new beliefs, and they can be anything as wild and fantastical as you can imagine. So I'm going to leave it there for now, but we've got some home play for this week. Now I'm thinking I'm going to start calling these true tasks. I'm still working it out because technically this is what you would usually call homework. So I started calling it home play because I don't want it to feel like work. It's actually the most incredible thing that you can do for yourself doing this sort of work. But let's call them true tasks for now. Let's see how that vibes. So I want you to take a rough tally of how many times that you are actually reliving your past each day. So the indicator is a low emotion usually. Usually you're like walking through your day, you're doing your thing, suddenly you're like, oh, I feel like shit. I want you to really clock on that and check where your head is. Check what you're thinking about. If it's the past, which is very likely, that's 1 point. I want you to see how many points you get in a day. And it sounds like a positive. It's not, it's a strike, right? But anyway, I want you to see how many times that you catch yourself thinking about your past. Because every single time you do that, and this is just a muscle, right? These are all muscles that we're building and shaping to be able to work for us. We want our whole system, our mind, our body, our emotions, our energy to be working with us in the same direction. We all want to be cohesive and working towards the same goal. And that goal is to live a life of joy, is to be doing things that you love every day, is to love your life, is to be completely in alignment with your true self, which is the true essence of you before you got programmed by all of these beliefs that you don't actually believe in necessarily, but they've been told to you so many times, and you've told yourself so many times, that they have been embedded into your subconscious mind and they have started to play out in your reality. So this is your true task for the week. Tally how many times you catch yourself. Do it for a week at least if you can. Even if you do it just for a day, it will be very enlightening to see how many times you're actually living in the past. And remind yourself that every time you catch yourself, you've just stopped yourself from repeating something that's happened already that you don't like. So that's a win. So every single time you catch yourself out, that's like, yes, go me, I did it. I stopped one time. And there might be a few hundred times in a day that happens, but that's okay. The next day, there might only be, 100 times. The day after, there might only be 80 times, and it will get easier. You will become much more aware, and you will start to go, why am I wasting my time and energy thinking about these things that don't make me happy? I'm going to start putting my energy on the things that I want to see. And when you start seeing those things come into your reality, and you start seeing these synchronicities and things that you never thought were possible start to manifest right in front of you, you go, oh my gosh, I am only ever thinking about the things I want from now because I'm seeing how powerful I really am. And this is where life gets so fun again, which is exactly what it was always meant to be. It was meant to be exploration. We go through highs, we go through lows, but they're all just there to teach us. We're not going through those lows so we can continue to move forward, but live emotionally and mentally back in this low moment. That's not what it's for. That means we haven't taken the lesson and we haven't allowed that to expand us and help us grow into the next evolution of our life. So that is, all right. Yeah. Okay. So I went to 15 minutes. I tried to keep it at 10. But anyway, I really hope that you have fun with this. Really lighten up. We're all so serious about all the things that are going on in our minds because we're constantly reliving these things, right? Lighten the hell up, people. And I'm telling myself that too. That's a big one for me. I've always been quite a serious soul. So yeah, I'm sick of that because that doesn't really help me. So check out how many times you're living in the past. And hit me up on Instagram. Let me know how you go. I'm really keen to hear the progress that you're making. I'm starting to get some amazing feedback from people telling me that the things that they've implemented in their home play or true task work, they've really started to see changes. I want to hear from you. I genuinely do. I'm not just saying that. So hit me up on Instagram, either at Trujectory or at Sarah Louise Maxwell. Or if you're on YouTube, you can comment in the comments section. Make sure you subscribe, stay in the loop. There's so many more tips and hacks that we're going to be diving into that are all designed to help you be the best, incredible, amazing human that you actually are, that you've just forgotten that you are for a little while. So we're going to remind you. So anyway, stay true. Love you.